Fire, fire, fire.
Viewbot situation. Whatever happened to that? Didn't Twitch start fighting viewbotters like back in August? Whatever happened to that? I wonder.
The vast majority of numbers you see on the internet aren't real. The accounts that you interact with, the posts that you see, oftentimes aren't even made by a human being on the other
Chat's not real?
side of the keyboard.
What?
The cyberspace is dominated by bots. And unless you've just woken up from a coma, this isn't news to you. Everybody knows that now. It's an accepted part of cruising the World Wide Web.
You mean to tell me the hot singles when I go to P-Hub and they say hot single in your area, that's not real? I always click on those and I say, oh my god, look at the hot singles in my area.
That the shit you see
it's
is
live.
artificially inflated. And it's become a huge yapping point, a massive topic, specifically dead internet theory, and diving even deeper into the minutia of bots.
Minutia is a word.
Cannonballing into the deep end of the pool, you will find viewbots, a topic that often gets very aggressive and accusatory because it is so prevalent across streams in particular, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Kick. Streamers of all shapes and sizes are often using viewbots to boost their numbers. It's not some big conspiracy, it's not deep state propaganda or anything like that. It is a provable, real thing that platforms just don't seem to be taking any real action on at all.
Well, it's fucking hard to prove. Can I just say that shit? It's hard to prove this if someone's like, I've heard from stories from WoW, because WoW is a super serious freaking chronically online game. I have heard stories of people getting maliciously viewbotted because they like ganked them, ganking as in like killed them in the game, and they got so mad they started like spam viewbotting the streamer that killed them because they get so upset. Like, you can't like prove who's doing it. And you can't disprove that it's the streamer not doing it. All the streamer can say is like, I'm not doing it. And then the Twitchers be like, okay, well, we can't say anything then.
Right now, go live on Twitch, openly stating I'm viewbotting it out the wazoo to fucking 20k viewers.
Yeah, you might get banned.
And maybe the worst that would happen is I get like a 24-hour suspension from Twitch. They don't care. They made that push like a year ago about getting bots off the platform, but that lasted for what, 2 fucking days? And then
like it happened in like September or July. It was right around like fall, maybe. I don't remember, but like, yeah, nothing really happened. I think people got banned and then they didn't do anything.
It took like a catastrophic hit to their overall viewer metrics, and I guess they pumped the brakes because at the end of the day, and this is something people say a lot, and it is true, those huge numbers are good for Twitch as well to advertisers, even if the numbers are fake, even if they
Yeah, well, the other thing is, for those that don't know, we just talked about Mythic Talent and sponsorships and stuff. Your sponsorship money is based on your average concurrent viewership of the recent, like, they take an average and then they put that forth to the sponsors and they negotiate and say like, oh, well, this is the rate for this and like this and this. So if you have like 2,000 concurrent viewers, you get X amount, right? Depending on the sponsorship. If you viewbot to like 4,000, it's probably double the money. So like, yeah, it benefits you a lot if you fucking viewbot.
It's botted,
or if you
phony,
get
baloney, fraudulent viewer metrics. It doesn't matter.
You don't get banned.
It makes them more appealing to brands. So it seems like they are very hands-off when it comes to doling out big punishment for viewbots. It's not exactly a well-kept secret. It's pretty out there in the open that tons of streamers viewbot. Now, the reason why I'm yapping about it again is because not
to be mean to smaller streamers, but when there's like a cascade of like, when there's like thousands, I don't know what the exact number is, but there's thousands of people who have like 1 to 2 viewers, and then there's like a couple of people at a couple of hundred, you're gonna wanna like bump yourself up so that more people have a chance to view you, because at the bottom there's a sea of like 1 to 2 viewers.
yesterday, or maybe it was even earlier today. I don't know. Time moves in a weird fucking fashion once you hit your 30s. Everything blends together. Your bones fucking creak anytime you walk up or down stairs. Anyway, though, I'll stop bitching and whining about that. I know you're not here to listen to me play.
Streamer manager Reed Doucher. Voice support for viewbotting, saying creators are at a disadvantage without it. He's right. I'm sorry. It is, because there's no consequence to it. That's the fucking problem. I know this is gonna sound like he's being a dick. He is being a dick, but he's being a dick because it's true. Yeah, if you don't viewbot, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Sad song in the world's smallest violin about
everybody does it.
My deteriorating cartilage. The CEO of
All
Night
the little
Media,
baby people fucking
came
do
forward with a post out of nowhere saying that
it's hard to tell for bigger streamers because you can't look at their chat speeds for proof. And also the difference between like 1 to 200 people isn't that big of a jump, but if you have realistically 10 people, but then you viewbot to 500, that's when people can tell. But people try to play the game where it's like, oh, well, yeah, if I viewbot 10 people, then it's gonna look like I have 20 people. But then realistically, the difference between 10 and 20 isn't that big.
It's time to start viewbotting. That's the title of the post,
He's
which is
being a
an
dick.
eye-catching title, no doubt. Very seldom will you hear someone in that kind of position just say the quiet part out loud here about success in the streaming space. And make no mistake,
the only time that I've ever saw, the only time I ever say like someone's not viewbotting, this is just like by example, people who do ASMR. I know that those are 300 people and there's like maybe one person typing in chat. I know that that's a real number because they're all just... Yeah, no, I'm not even kidding. I'll see some ASMR, like VTuber or non-VTuber, and they're like licking their microphone and stuff and like, you know, doing that shit, right? And then I look at their chat and there's like maybe like, I don't know, 5 people talking every 2 minutes. And I'm like, that's not a viewbot. That's a real chat right there. That's a real streamer. They're busy. Yeah, they can't type. What do you mean? That's not correlative, right?
Media.
Sam, late night streamers have that too because people fall asleep. Yes, I also truly believe that if you go, because Twitch is mainly an American platform, I want to say obviously there's an EU audience, and there's a South American audience, like a Russian audience too. But if you go based off of time zones, if you stream late at night, I also think that's correlative with your chat speed because people fall asleep or maybe they're working a graveyard shift. People are more active during their more normal circadian rhythm, obviously.
Fucking huge. They are one of the top dogs in the YouTuber streamer agency space. They are huge in the industry. They represented Mr. Beast for a while. I don't know if they still do, but they have represented
handshake,
and still
put your
actively
hand
represent massive creators. So it was certainly interesting to see him with a post like this that makes it seem like he's out there saying, everyone's got a viewbot. We got to open Pandora's box. If you're not pooping, you're farting. If you're not using viewbots, you're at a disadvantage. Wake the fuck up, samurai. Time to get viewbots on the horn. But reading the post, it's a little...
Well, like, if I'm playing a video game online and everybody's fucking cheating, like, or using an exploit. Let's say it's not cheating, it's an exploit. And hypothetically speaking, if Blizzard doesn't patch the exploit, like, who's at fault here? It's fucking Blizzard's fault.
A little bit different,
obviously.
though ultimately his tone around viewbots does seem to be somewhat positive. What does it take to cut through all the noise on the internet? If everyone else is botting, why shouldn't you? We used to live in a world where if you made great content, algorithms would find an audience for your videos. Now, creators have to clip farm, pay clippers...
It's because it's oversaturated, too.
Sometimes even
That's
viewbots have a better chance of capturing more attention and breaking through the noise. This is especially true on platforms like Twitch, where viewbotting can surface you on the front page of popular streaming categories. Off rip, this is some turbo doomer shit because it kind of positions it as like your only option if you're just getting started. Oh, there used to be a time where if you made great content, you could get found, but... those times are way behind us in the shitter now. It's gone. That's a era long forgotten, like the saber-toothed tiger. Now, if you want to cut through the noise, you gotta clip...
But are bans for the exploit valid? It's so difficult, and I think... oh, gosh. Where do I even start? if you're exploiting, sometimes there's cases where if you're in a video game and you're exploiting, you might not know that you're exploiting. You have to like basically study the person who's doing it. In this case, if you're viewbotting and you're doing it for like years, like you're viewbotting and it's very obvious, you can look at someone's graphs and you can see like there's no change. Maybe there's like no change in the chat, or like, I don't know, their follower to what is it called? Follower to viewer ratio doesn't make sense. Does that, like, there's numbers correlative to it, because you could also argue if you have a lot of Twitter followers or a lot of TikTok followers or a lot of YouTube subscribers, maybe you get a lot of views on YouTube every day. If that's correlative with your with the amount of people watching you, I think you're probably in the safer bank. I don't know. I could probably do Twitch's job for them if they paid me like a minimal amount. I genuinely think I could. With like 95% accuracy, obviously I'm not a fucking bot. I make mistakes with numbers, but I think I could deduce based on like how I stream and how I've experienced people maliciously viewbotting me when I was trying to hit partner back like way back when, and like people fucking spamming my shit. I could probably deduce who's viewbotting and who's not. Like, at least with some modicum of accuracy.
Farm, pay clippers, or Lord help us, even viewbot. You gotta get down and dirty in the pig pen, it's the only way. When that's not true. You can still make great content and get found. It does happen. I think the best example of that is Queso. I would be shocked to learn Queso...
Wait, Queso catching strays?
Viewbotted at any point in his life. I don't even think the guy could find a viewbot website or provider.
No, but Queso's a really good example. I personally think this. I got Queso TikToks and Instagram Reels. Back when I used TikTok, I switched over to Reels. But back when I used TikToks, I got his content before I even knew who he was on Twitch. And I was like, wait, this guy streams. And then I went and I was like, oh, he's got like 20,000 viewers. This makes a lot of sense. He's very, very popular and he's oversaturated in his medium. And it makes sense because he's a really, really funny guy.
I don't think he would even know where to begin with something like that.
He himself counts as multiple views. Bro, like, it's slander Queso Day, huh?
And he has blown up solely because he makes good content. He cut through the noise.
He's very
and
oversaturated.
This is something I've always said. Luck is a huge part of it.
Yeah, for sure.
It just is.
I totally agree.
What he is right about is that in the current day and age, there is an alternative that doesn't rely as much on RNG, and that is pay to win. You can stand a better chance of standing out in the oversaturation of content creation by paying for viewbots to float your stream to the top of categories, or pay for viewbots.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's a kingmaker system. I've talked about this a million times as well. If you're in the top 10, say someone types in VTuber into the Twitch category, there's a little tag that all the VTubers put in, or some people aren't VTubers and they put it anyway. But anyway, they put it there, and then it puts them at the top of the category, and people are more inclined to click something rather than scrolling down, because that's how the human brain works.
That's on other socials where you're spamming clips from your streams so you could boost up numbers on, you know, a wacky moment or something, and have it like explode elsewhere because you inflated the numbers through viewbots, so then people could find your stream and maybe organically grow it that way, but you still viewbotted in order to boost a clip that led people to the stream. Like, there are paths that don't rely as much on luck, because if you just have money to start and just start buying views, it does help put you in front of more eyes. It's something that's very common, especially on Twitter. But at the end of the day, I just don't like this mentality that...
It works. That's why people do it. And you can't prove it very easily. Because finding the source of who's doing it is extremely difficult. That's my biggest hang up, is that, like, there are absolutely cases of people viewbotting people for years or like months at a time, and it's like you can't fucking do anything about it, and then people think you're guilty of doing it because you can't talk about it. Like, you bringing attention to it also makes the person who's maliciously viewbotting you, like, happy.
It encapsulates here of, well, everyone else is cheating, so I should too.
Yeah,
and he's trying to make like a strong argument that everyone else is doing it. Content alone, it could be the most slapping banging content ever, it's not good enough. It's all about the distribution method now, which is dominated through bots and shit like that. So really, you got to think about this strategy of using bots. I just don't like how he's positioning bots as a strategy instead of calling it what it really is, which is cheating. Like, yes, you can gamify the distribution and shit through bots. Everyone fucking knows that.
You have to deal with it. It was really, really bad because it was like in my first, I want to say like 3 months of me even streaming, and it was really stressful because like I didn't know what to do and I was really scared they were going to ban me. I didn't know that like you can't. Now that I know what I know, I shouldn't have been scared in hindsight, but like it sucks because it's like I didn't know what to do.
Don't think it's something that should be outwardly encouraged, and it's really weird that the CEO of Night Media, one of the biggest agencies in the space, especially for streamers, is having this kind of viewpoint. Like, his title isn't exactly indicative of his thoughts, because he does say, like, this is a problem, this is an exploit, but he speaks about it like, this exploit exists, so you have to use this now. It's like, you really should, like, almost that it's a necessity. And I just don't like that.
If you get paid more by a sponsor because of botted views, would that be considered fraud, assuming you botted yourself? I don't know how it would work in a legal court of law, but I feel like, yeah, because you're inflating it artificially and you're doing it to boost yourself, to give yourself more money, even though the sponsor thinks it's getting more eyes and they're paying more money, so therefore you're getting more money out of it, and it's bad. Like, I feel like, yeah, like, definitively, I think that's fraud. It's a fake. Yeah, but the problem herein that where there lies the fucking problem. You can't prove it unless the person literally talks about it on stream and admits to it, and then also says, like, yeah, there's proof here, and, like, I messaged them, and, like, it's so fucking difficult. It's so difficult to, like, prove that.
That perspective nor that mentality. I just think there's a reason why this topic on viewbots is always so passionate from so many people, because viewbots fucking suck.
Yeah, they do.
Nobody likes that. It is just a completely dog shit norm right now. And I don't think it needs to be even more normalized. But it's not some requirement or anything like that. Reed then goes on to make a mention of advertisers and viewbots. Do advertisers have any way of tracking botted engagement, and why isn't Twitch cracking down on this at all? Those are two really good questions. The answer to do advertisers have a way of tracking botted engagement is a big nobody fucking knows.
Yeah, exactly.
My gut tells me there's no way advertisers would have any clue, because how would they? How would they distinguish between authentic and real viewers through just a number plastered on a stream? It'd be entirely on Twitch.
You can go on Twitch Tracker and see when people are getting viewbotted. I think recently Asmongold and Hassan got viewbotted maliciously by people. Like, I would assume, this is what I'm gonna say, I don't think that they're fucking viewbotting themselves. It's just people being cringe and wanting attention. And it's super irritating when number Andy's come into stream. This pissed me off. I think it was like, I don't know, like a week ago or something. I've seen it happen to like tens, maybe even like 50 people at this point in the last like 3 to 4 years. People be like, oh my god, look, Alana's getting like 5,000 viewers, or like, oh, this person's getting 10,000 viewers, or Asmongold, oh, he's hitting 100K. And it's so irritating because those people care way too much about numbers, and you're detracting and distracting the streamer from their entertainment. It's so irritating. I still would behave the same way I do right now, even if I had 400 viewers. Like, or fucking 200, or 2 viewers. Because that's what I need to do as a streamer. That's how people want me to, like, behave, and that's how I behave, and that's how I want to behave. Like, it irks me so much when people fucking bring it up.
To take care of the bots and get that number to be where it's, like, the authentic viewers and not just, like, you know, fraudulent ones. I don't see how they could ever possibly know what's real and what's fake based on just the publicly available information, and I doubt Twitch is behind the scenes saying, okay, so your advertisement was played in front of 1 million concurrent viewers over the course of this campaign. Of that, about 15K were real human beings. We really appreciate your business. Like, I highly doubt that fucking happens, right? Like, it doesn't happen on a streamer basis with sponsors either. It's like if a streamer is botting his stream up to like 5K, but really he only has like 1,000 real viewers there, And he
Extra Life, that fucking drama. I remember talking about it too, like 2 years ago. That was fucking irritating.
works with a brand, and he sells to this brand at the 5K concurrent viewers.
The advertisers must be so glad that there's 10 billion people on Twitch at the same time. Yes, give us more money, please.
He's making a lot of extra money versus if he sold at his real 1K, and now the brand gets put in front of what they believe is 5,000 people, but is actually 4,000 bots with only 1,000 real people there. So maybe the campaign only sees them make like 3 fucking sales. Like, man, Perry Poutine Gotcha Game only got 3 clicks through this guy's stream, even though he has 5K concurrent viewers. What's going on here? And then you can maybe speculate and surmise that, okay, he's botting. But then you'd also never really know for sure, because you could also say, like, okay, maybe his community's just not interested in this gotcha game. These brands, I don't think, have any idea, is the point I'm making.
They don't.
I don't see how they would.
And naturally, when you take sponsorship, your viewership also goes down naturally. It's just the human brain. Like, don't blame anyone for tuning out an ad. Like, if you watch a streamer playing an ad, it's because you like the streamer, and they're probably trying to have a good time and give you a good time too. Like, it is what it is. It's basic psychology.
It's entirely on Twitch to combat the bots, and I don't think there's a way or a tool that these brands have access to that normal people don't, that lets them see real versus fake viewers. And then to read second question about why does Twitch not crack down on it, I think everyone knows, because Twitch also benefits from these hugely inflated numbers.
They do.
They see a lot of upside to these massive numbers being housed on Twitch. I think that's pretty clear. Probably don't need to dive any deeper on that.
Mm-hmm.
And it is something that he starts to tackle in his next section here about platforms needing to take action. He goes on to talk about, how prevalent the botting problem is, as well as the reluctance from platforms to act on it, believing that the more views there are, the better things look for advertisers, which many people agree with. Yep. And again, that probably is the simple truth of it. If these numbers are huge, the platforms are probably very happy, because then it's more appealing to advertisers. It could end up with more money to the platform itself. I think it really is that simple.
Well, it's also like it looks good for investors. If number goes up, it's just overall good for them, and that's why they're, I don't know, I don't want to say like, oh, that's why they're not tackling it, but it's like, it's probably part of the reason. Like, if you're a business and it's like number go up, but then number go down because you're banning people or banning viewers or banning accounts or just straight up just banning viewbotting, like, yeah, it looks bad.
Directly into the eye-catching title that he used here for this piece. If everyone else is doing it, should you? I would never explicitly say you should bot your views on Twitch, other than in the title of this article. But the reality is, if you're not viewbotting and everyone else is, you're at a disadvantage. When you're competing in a category where you're buried if you don't have 500 plus viewers, maybe shifting your strategy to paying clippers and buying bots helps a streamer break through. I wanted to see what it would cost to bot a stream, and for $180 a week on viewbotter, I can get 1,500 followers, 225 chatters, and 750 concurrent viewers. Not bad for less than $800 a month, and these companies accept crypto payments. So he's saying that he's not actively advocating for viewbotting your channel, but if you're not, well, you got your own dick in your butt. Like, everyone around you.
I know this is gonna sound harsh, but it sucks. 800 a month? If you make, okay, hold on, 800 a month is insane, right? But it's like, yeah, here's the link. No, I mean, like, sounds like an ad. It's not an ad. But anyway, that was a platform to go to. I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, it is kind of like a fucking thing. W advertisement. I've never looked into a fucking viewbot. I have no idea how much it costs, but $800 a month sounds fucking insane. How much they make ad on ad revenue? If you viewbot for $800, I don't know, maybe you get a couple of thousand. If you get a sponsorship, it's probably gonna even out to about the same amount. No.
Is doing
I have no idea what they pay for that.
I don't know. To me, that feels like he is advocating for it.
Yeah,
maybe I'm on the crack pipe. He's pointing out a real problem that these platforms don't enforce it. So
if he didn't have the ad at the end, I mean, sure, like it wouldn't be. I would just fucking say how he's a dick, but
precedent has been set that there's no actual consequences. But it does seem like he's saying, you really should viewbot your streams if you want to succeed. And he does prop it up as a legitimate strategy and even insinuates that it's not like super expensive, saying, not bad for less than $800 a month. Look at this huge head start you can get. Really should be something to consider. And
Chat, think about it this way. If you have, let's not say it's $800, say it's $5 a month, and you get to viewbot, and then you gain actual you gain actual viewers from it, and you gain actual sponsorships, and it's a net positive, and it gets you $10 extra a month. That's like a net positive. I know that 800 sounds insane, which it is, but I'm just saying, like, the overall metric should be that you're gaining an advantage for it.
Like, I get it. It is something that people obviously consider and pull the
metric that should be measured as subs, not viewers on Twitch. I disagree, because a lot of people, like specifically women, have a massive advantage on receiving gifts and subs because men are more generous to women online because it's a parasocial thing most of the time. Some people want to donate, that's their prerogative, but men don't get donations as much as women, generally speaking, on average. So I don't think it should be based on subs. I don't think that it would be fair for all the men. Yeah.
On, no doubt, but it's not exactly something that I think should be encouraged either.
No.
It sucks. Like that, it is a bad practice. And there's a reason why this is such a big topic, because people don't like viewbotters. It's not something that I think should be talked about in a manner that feels like it's positive and encouraging, and even setting it up as like maybe even your only option if you want to stand out, because as Reed said multiple times, good content isn't good enough. You got to really consider distribution, and distribution viewbots can really do wonders for. I don't know. To me, it just rubs me the wrong way. He then closes by talking about viewbot detection and how Twitch CEO mentioned it's a game of cat and mouse, and that really there's not a whole...
I wish I understood it. Like, I wish I understood the coding or, like, what it takes to, like, detect bots, because there's no way. It can't be that fucking hard. It can't be, right?
A whole lot of, like, great information that he could find on how brands can detect viewbots or anything like that. And then he finishes the big takeaway. We've entered an era where good content alone isn't enough, distribution tactics are. When clipping, paid amplification, and even bots can artificially push you up the rankings, the playing field starts to tilt toward whoever is willing to game it. Twitch's detection tools feel reactive at best, and advertisers don't seem to have a reliable way to verify what's real. If botting becomes normalized, creators face a brutal question. Compete clean and risk invisibility, or bend the rules to survive. Long term, though, this erodes trust in the entire ecosystem. Again, he drives that point home about good content alone isn't enough. It's all about distribution tactics, and I just firmly disagree. Good content
okay, hold on.
alone is sometimes enough. But again...
Yeah, but you need to put it somewhere. That's the problem. And with Twitch, you're just, like, throwing yourself into the void. That's I don't know, maybe I'll let him cook. Hold on.
It does take luck. It does. It always has, and it always will. Distribution tactics, though, he's right, can be gamified and boost your shit and immediately give you a better chance, so you're not overly reliant on luck. If you'd rather focus instead on pay-to-win mechanics through, like...
Well, how does YouTube deal with it? Like, I'm sure people try to buy fucking views on YouTube, but, like, when I see a video that has a lot of views, 99% of the time it's a really good video. So, like, maybe YouTube is doing a good job of filtering fake views, because I never see someone who's unfunny and, like, or there's a dog shit slap video or some shit that's not interesting to me being recommended to me that has, like, millions of views. That's never happened to me in my entire life. Like, something maybe that doesn't interest me 100%, but, like, I don't know, like, there's gotta be a way to detect it.
Flippers and viewbots and stuff like that, then you would be entering the Thunderdome
YouTube Shorts are really bad for viewbots? Is it? I've never had that problem. Maybe I'm just clueless. I imagine YouTube has better funding. Yeah, maybe, because it's owned by Google. Meta, whatever. Right?
Head-to-head, toe-to-toe with
Google's owned
countless
by Meta.
others who are doing
Google's
that
its own thing,
daily.
I think.
That is
But your
very,
videos?
very common. And In many cases, it's hard to tell if it's real or fake. So it is a legitimate problem, and it sucks that platforms don't do anything about it. He's not wrong about the core, that there is a huge problem because these platforms don't crack down on viewbots. Now everyone fucking does it seems. And it fucking blows. And I imagine he's right that it is a very real consideration for tons of streamers. Like, well, why would I even bother trying to do this legitimately when everyone else is fucking cheating? Everyone else is viewbotting, so why wouldn't
I think people like Queso and Jinxie, and I think a couple of other people who literally had no viewers when they started, and then they started putting their content out on YouTube, or people had word of, what is it called? Like word of mouth. Like, oh, this Jinxie guy, he plays Rainbow Six Siege on console, and he's actually pretty good. Like, that's word of mouth. Queso posted like a lot on YouTube Shorts and like TikTok and Instagram, and that's how people found him. So I think there's like a correlation between like, oh, it's a luck thing, and like, oh, you know, it's where you put distribution. It's like, yeah, but like good content, if you put it out, will go viral. It does. It's just like how the human mind works. It's how algorithms work.
And it's hard to argue like, because it's morally correct to, you know, play fair. It would be hard to make someone be like, okay, then I'll do that and go nowhere unless I get fucking crazy lucky. When the alternative is apparently like cheap viewbots that give them a better chance. It's something that he's not wrong about in his assessment here.
I've seen plenty of people who do trash content and have like inflated views. Yeah, I don't know.
Again, I just find it weird that it feels like he's speaking on it like almost positively, like you're at a huge disadvantage. You really need to think about this strategy that actually isn't all that expensive if you want to compete on an even playing field. Because at the end of the day, I don't think viewbots are something that should be encouraged. I don't think it should be Twitch.
No, but Twitch needs to fucking do something.
To the point where people consider viewbots like a strategy as opposed to just cheating. Because viewbots are bad for everyone. There's a reason why it's such a passionate topic for so many people. Because it sucks. It sucks for the people that aren't doing it, and it sucks for viewers too. Like, viewbots are just shitty overall, like, genuinely. So, like, it's not something that I'd like to see more people start being like, yeah, let's start really thinking about doing more viewbotting, as if there's not already enough.
No, he's playing devil's advocate. I don't know. I do see both sides of the coin, where it's like, do you bite the bullet and like viewbot to 100 viewers when you have 5 viewers so that you maybe get a chance to be seen more if your content's decent enough, or get drowned out by a bunch of people who have mediocre content and basically like keep hoping and keep posting and keep pushing yourself? Like, Chad, I don't know if you know this, I think about 5 to 6 months into VTubing, I was close to giving up. I didn't, but like I was pretty discouraged. I was like, I'm flatlining, nothing's happening. What do I do? I don't know. I gotta do something.
Anyway, this was a very interesting post, to say
I wasn't
the least.
going to give up, but I was like debating it. I was like, God damn, this is fucking hard. So like, I can see how people who see other people who are probably very obviously viewbotting and feeling discouraged. Not that I ever felt that way. I just was like, man, am I doing something wrong? I never thought like, oh, well, all these other people are viewbotting. I just started looking at other people and what they do, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I need to change something.
Fire, 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 fire.